Socrates never taught humility as weakness. His dialectic was a blade forged in the fires of strategic ignorance, a way to let others unravel their own agendas while you stood still as stone. Every time you mistake this ancient tactic for virtue, you surrender power. You leave truth buried. You exhaust yourself chasing facts when the real battle lives in the gaps between what's said and what's hidden. The poison isn't their resistance. It's your own unexamined belief that humility means disarming yourself first, that to inquire is to submit. This silent war shapes careers, relationships, the core of who you think you are. It determines who controls the narrative in every room you enter. What if your greatest weapon wasn't what you know, but how deliberately you can not know? Today you'll learn to wield intellectual humility as Socrates intended, to expose hidden motives, to turn their certainty against them, to win not by speaking, but by strategically listening the enemy into their own trap. Chapter 1. The Alchemy of Silence. You feel the heat rising as they mock your position. Your tongue tenses to unleash evidence, but you stay quiet. A hollow space opens between you. What you call restraint is actually cultivation. Socrates let silence thicken like winter frost, forcing his opponents to fill the void with their own unsteady words. When you withhold your knowledge, you create vacuum pressure. The human mind cannot endure emptiness. They will rush to justify, explain, overcompensate. Their haste reveals the cracks in their armor. In 399 BC, Socrates faced Miletus, the poet who accused him of corrupting Athens. Instead of defending himself, he asked how one man could corrupt a city others had built. Miletus spluttered contradictions. The crowd shifted. Truth emerged not from Socrates' answers, but from Miletus' unraveling. This is how negotiations crumble, how salesmen overshare, how lovers confess what they swore to hide. Your silence isn't passivity. It's the anvil where others forge their own defeat. In your next conflict, count 7 slow breaths before speaking. Let their words hang until they start backtracking. What if your greatest leverage lies not in what you add, but what you remove? Chapter 2. The Ice in the Question. Winter teaches us, cold sharpens us. A single question can pierce through layers of pretense. You believe questions seek answers. Socrates wielded them as surgical tools to dissect the tumors of certainty festering in his opponent's minds. A well-placed why triggers the reptilian brain's compulsion to justify. Each justification forces them deeper into territory they haven't mapped. Soon they're defending positions they never truly held. When the general Nicias boasted of Athens' invincible navy, Socrates asked, "What is the virtue of a ship?" Nicias listed speed, strength, skilled crews. Socrates waited. "And without a captain who knows the stars?" The crowd murmured. Nicias' certainty dissolved like salt in wine. This is epistemic warfare. Your questions aren't curious. They're traps baited with the opponent's own arrogance. Use them in boardrooms when colleagues dismiss you. Use them when lovers gaslight. Make them define their terms until their contradictions glow in the dark. Before your next debate, write 3 why questions that force definitions. Ask the second one when their voice grows loudest. How many agendas have you exposed by letting others explain their own undoing? Chapter 3. The River's Secret Current. No stream reveals its depth to those who thrash on the surface. You think persuasion flows from speaking. True power moves beneath. What you call listening is usually reloading. Socrates listened like water listens to stone, patiently finding fissures no hammer could crack. When you authentically absorb someone's words, you mirror their psyche back to them. This triggers unconscious self-awareness. They start editing, softening extremes, revealing the hidden premises they'd buried. This is narrative jiu-jitsu. In job interviews, family disputes, online battles, the less you correct, the more they self-correct. Your humility becomes a mirror, forcing them to meet their own gaze. Tomorrow, let someone speak uninterrupted for 2 full minutes. Note how their posture shifts when unheard. You've learned silence as vacuum, questions as scalpels, listening as mirror. Now we descend to the roots. Chapter 4. The Roots of War. What blooms above ground began in darkness. Your debates are symptoms. The disease lives deeper. You think conflicts are about facts. Socrates knew their battles over identity, the stories people cling to about who they are. When someone ties their self-worth to being right, facts become threats. Your humility defangs this. By admitting gaps in your knowledge, you give them permission to release theirs. Their defenses lower. Their true motive emerges. Not truth, but survival. Athenian politicians demanded Socrates endorse their campaigns. He replied, "I know only that I know nothing." They scoffed. But weeks later, rivals confessed doubts to him privately. His admission had secretly legitimized theirs. This is knowledge warfare's paradox. Conceding ignorance first makes others doubt their own certainty. Use it when authority figures bully. When cult leaders demand allegiance, become the safe space where dogmas go to die. Next time someone attacks your view, say, "I might be wrong. Help me understand." Watch their eyes flicker. What empires of certainty have you toppled by simply stepping aside? Socrates weaponized humility to let others dismantle their own illusions. Your greatest power lies not in what you know, but in how skillfully you unknow. Tonight, ask yourself, where will you deploy deliberate ignorance next? Now the quiet after a debate feels different. That slow burn in your throat cools into clarity. Your opponent's smirk no longer mocks you. It reveals them. You've learned silence is not absence. Questions are not weakness. Listening is not surrender. These are the 3 strands of the same cord. The art of making others illuminate their own shadows. You are no longer a warrior swinging facts like blunt swords. You are a sculptor, chipping away excess until only their truth remains. Begin each morning with this ritual. Today, I will know less to see more. Let your ignorance become a lantern. Winter's harshest frost always cracks first. In the stillness you cultivated, contradictions bloom like wildflowers through ice. What they called your weakness was the thaw that exposed their foundations. The most dangerous truths are never spoken aloud. They're the ones you let others whisper to themselves.